Yo, what's good, my people? It's your boy, Big Chris, and I'm here to do a WWE Friday Night Smackdown review for September, October 4th, 2013. I just want to let y'all know I've been drinking, so I'm probably a little lit for this one. But the night started off with Big Show, and he came out and he was basically talking about how he's mad at Triple H and Stephanie for putting him through all this stuff, and it was an okay segment. I think the Big Show is still feeling a little too much whiny. I would love to see him do more things, just get more angry. I thought we were starting to see that Monday night, but it's starting not to feel like that, especially with this promo. Triple H came out and he was basically telling Big Show like everything is your fault and you need to own up for your own shit. And he was saying, you know what, I know that your house is that you are not able to pay the mortgage on your house and you're having problems and stuff. So the nice guy that he is, he said he helped him out and paid off his loans and stuff like that, and now he owns his house and shit. So yeah, Triple H did that, and it was pretty good. I think that made it better. So yeah, he also put Big Show in a 3-on-1 handicap match, but since Big Show said that the stuff that was happening was driving him crazy, Triple H added Randy Orton to the match. So we'll see that. I will talk about that later on when it comes up. The first match of the night was Fandango versus Rob Van Dam. It was a pretty okay match. I liked the beginning where Fandango did his little shimmy dance thing and Rob Van Dam did his RVD thing, and it led into the match. The match ended with Summer Rae, who I'm pretty liking right now. She's getting a lot of pop. Pushed Rob Van Dam off the top rope when he was ready to do his frog splash, and Fandango got disqualified. And then they had a nice little brawl after that. So it was an okay match, nothing special, but it was okay for what it was. I'm still not that interested in the World Heavyweight Championship match. It was a nice little thing at the end of this match, though, where Van Dam did the Van Daminator. That's what I want to call it. But Van Daminator with a trash can onto Fandango, so that part was pretty chill. The next match of the night was Ryback versus R-Truth. And he had Paul Heyman and Curtis Axel in Ryback's corner. So this was a pretty okay match. A lot of story stuff going on in this match. Pretty quick match to say that. But what else happened? With that, Ryback got pushed out of the ring, and Paul Heyman got into his head saying, "Oh, R-Truth is a bully" and stuff like that. So during the rest of the match, Ryback was just pissed at R-Truth, saying, "You're a bully. I don't like bullies. I'm gonna beat you up because you're a bully." So yeah, I like the character now. I think that they're adding a lot to his character with this, and just everything with him being with Paul Heyman is a good thing. So yeah. So next, Ryback won that, and then Curtis Axel did like one move on him. So I don't know about that shit. I don't really understand Curtis Axel. Sometimes he can be a lot more, but it looks like he chooses not to be. What else happened? It was a backstage segment where Alberto Del Rio was talking to Renee Young and said something to him about like, how do you feel about the hardcore match? And he got sent to a trash can that Rob Van Dam used for the Van Daminator, and Alberto Del Rio freaked out about it. What else? The next thing was the Alberto Del Rio versus Dolph Ziggler match. Pretty cool little match. It has some great time to it. Alberto Del Rio and Dolph Ziggler, you already know, can work great together. You had Sandow on the sitting on the ringside with commentary, and the one thing I didn't like about this was Michael Cole and JBL. They kept playing with Sandow, talking about, "Oh, you should cash it in now, cash it in now." And I'm like, how is he going to cash it in now when it's a match going on? he has to do it after a match. He can't. There's nobody's done it during a match. I don't even think you can. So yeah, Michael Cole and JBL can be really retarded sometimes, especially with Michael Cole. Like, it was Michael Cole that was basically instigating the shit, and they like to play around sometimes, and it takes you away from the match. So yeah, I really didn't like that at all. Like, the whole commentary with them two. But other than that, the match was pretty cool, and I like what Damian Sandow was doing on the commentary. But what other two was doing just made it totally kind of whack and took a lot away from it. Next we had Alberto Del Rio won that match. Made Ziggler tap out, which, it was a pretty cool match, and Ziggler, needs to still stand up a little bit and get back into his space. After that we had what's his name? The Los Matadors versus the 3MB again. It's same results as Monday night, but I have to still say I'm kind of liking Los Matadors a little bit more. Having a little guy as the Bull and doing everything they did was pretty cool. They work very well as a tag team. I think it looks like Epico and Primo decided to say, you know what, we're going to own this, and we're going to own the characters, and we're going to come out and we're going to be badasses with this. They was doing tag team moves through the whole match. They were working very well together. They worked with the Bull after the match. They had him do a little splash onto the outside after the match. So it was pretty cool. I like to see them do more stuff and just see wherever they're going to take with these guys. Next, we had a backstage segment with with what's the dude's name? I keep tripping. Heyman, Axel, and Ryback. A cool little segment, just Heyman saying his shit and basically, putting down CM Punk and putting down R-Truth. So, it was Heyman being Heyman. It's gold no matter what he does. So, it was good. After that, it was Brie Bella versus Oksana. This is like... So basically, you got two people in the ring who really are more of workers and not wrestlers. You can throw them around the ring, but you can't really watch a wrestling match with them. It was very mediocre. I mean, they didn't really botch too much, but there was nothing at all interesting about this match. And I was waiting for AJ Lee to come out the whole time. She finally came out at the end, and she basically said, something about Daniel Bryan, and she's going to beat her, and her and Daniel Bryan are going to be nothing together, and their babies are going to be nothing, and type of shit like that. But it's not a lot to this right now. It's interesting because it has a little bit of story, but other than that, it's really nothing to this. After that we get a match with Big E Langston and Kofi Kingston. A pretty short match ending in a roll-up by Kofi Kingston. They acted well together at the beginning of the match. I hope we get to see more with them. But after the roll-up, Kofi Kingston rushed out of the ring, and what happened was the Wyatt family and Bray Wyatt was behind him with they had the lights off and stuff, and then the other two Wyatts, Luke Harper and whatever the other dude's name is, was in front of them. So basically he cuts this promo about how he's going to take out everybody who's approaches him, or everybody who he thinks he needs to take out, or something like that. But it was a pretty cool segment. The only problem I had with it is it just ends like he says this little creepy stuff, and then it just boom ends. And it's okay, but you wondering, okay, what happened then? What happened right after that? The crowd knows whether or not it just goes pitch black and they just leave, or you can't leave us. That's not a good way to leave us on suspense. Either let the arena go pitch black and then come back white like they used to do at the Undertaker, and then Kofi's just standing there, and then you do the little mess up the TV thing and go to the commercial. But the way they did it, it didn't end pretty well. Everything else was good, but the very, very end. So next we had, hold on one second, I'm looking at my notes. Oh yeah, Kofi. Like I said, Kofi Kingston won that match. Next, we had the match with Big Show versus the Shield and Randy Orton, the handicap match. A pretty good match. Big Show was the powerhouse he needed to be. The Shield and Randy Orton did all the little tag team stuff that they needed to do, tagging each other in. They got beat up by Big Show at the beginning of the match. Then they started playing a numbers game. They did pretty much everything they needed to do in this match. Big Show made sure he stayed strong, and the other four guys still looked pretty strong. If I had one problem with this match is that maybe Big Show looked a little too strong here. Like those other guys didn't mean anything. So then it kind of seems that if you was to put Big Show versus any of like the big stars, guys like Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan, then probably Big Show would just demolish them without a thought. So I think they run a cause of making him look too strong in that segment, but they did it okay. What happened? The match ended by disqualification when Dean Ambrose brought a chair in, and instead of being able to use the chair, Big Show just hits the chair and hits Dean Ambrose's face. So that was a pretty okay ending. It didn't really need a pin to the end, but once that happened, they just basically started going tit for tat with the Shield and Randy Orton versus Big Show, just a big old giant brawl, and then before Randy Orton can get the little chair on Big Show's head to do his little knee drop on the chair, the Usos ran out, so it got the Usos in it. But they don't have a match at the pay-per-view, which I'm going to talk about, give my predictions in a minute. But they handled the Shield for a part. Then it was Randy Orton, and he was going to do the chair thing on Big Show again, with Dean Ambrose in the ring. But what's his name? Daniel Bryan ran out, and he basically had a little thing like trying to fight off Randy Orton. It was basically going back and forth again. So and then I don't really got to tell everything, but Randy Orton gets out, and now he fighting with Dean Ambrose, and he gets his little knee, his flying knee onto Dean Ambrose, and he does his yes chance, and we end the show like that. So an okay SmackDown. I would probably give it a B minus. C. I'll give it a C plus. It was no better than a C. It's basically a go home show, so it wasn't not too much they could have done. I would have liked to seen a lot more storytelling here with the Divas. They needed to cut a promo here or somewhere. I mean, they did one at the end of the match, but it really did nothing to help that. I think the other matches that like Kofi Kingston and shit should have had more to it, but it really didn't. So if I'm talking about this, I might as well go into my predictions. So the first thing we have is Dolph Ziggler for Battlegrounds on Sunday. The first match that we have is Dolph Ziggler versus Damien Sandow at the kickoff show. I'm usually the guy that doesn't have a problem with these kickoff shows because they're meant to get people to come watch and get people to buy the pay-per-views. Dolph Ziggler versus Damien Sandow sounds like a good match. But the biggest problem is that there's no build up to it. There's nothing that makes you want to go see it. Only thing that makes you want to is any interest in it is that both of them were Money in the Bank holders recently, and one is a Money in the Bank holder right now. So I'm just looking to see a good match here, and hopefully that Damien Sandow does something tonight. On that night. The next thing that they have is AJ Lee versus Brie Bella. I'm hoping AJ Lee can carry this match very well. I hope she retains the belt. That's who I'm rooting for. Brie Bella is not a face at all to me. She's done nothing to show off that she's a face, and she's basically like really nothing to me. I think you can create more story out of AJ than you can out of Brie Bella. If all they want to do is let Brie have the championship so she can be with Daniel Bryan for the championship, it in all likelihood does nothing for the rest of the Divas. It only does something for the main story that they have. So yeah, I pick AJ Lee to win that. Next we have Kofi Kingston versus Bray Wyatt. The problem I have with this match is that there is only like 2 days worth of build. You have Monday night, and tonight is the only build that they have for this. So it's an interesting match. I want to Kofi Kingston and Bray Wyatt are very good wrestlers, and it's an interesting match to watch. But it's more of a thing, that story with both of these guys that you will want to see. So I hope what I'm hoping happens is this leads Bray Wyatt to something more, to him probably saying, okay, now I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna start beating up a gang of people now, and that's gonna be my whole reign to power, my rise to power, that I'm gonna beat the shit out of everybody. So I hope I'm rooting for Bray Wyatt on this one. The next match we have is the Intercontinental Championship match at Curtis Axel versus R-Truth. I'm rooting for R-Truth. That belt needs to go off of Curtis Axel. He's done nothing with it so far, and I think even though R-Truth has had that belt previously, or probably had it previously, I think you can get more with R-Truth, and you can job R-Truth out, or you can use the belt with him on it more, or you can transfer the belt from him to somebody else more. There's more options with R-Truth than there is with Axel, because they've done nothing so far with it. The next match we have is the Rhodes Dynasty versus the Shield. I'm rooting for the Rhodes. There's really nothing else that can happen besides them winning, because if they lose, then they get fired, and not get fired, but they lead. All three of them have to be put out of the company. If they win, then they both, the Goldust and Cody, gets a job. So yeah, I mean, those are the two people I'm rooting for. Next we have the World Heavyweight Championship match, which is Alberto Del Rio versus Rob Van Dam in a hardcore match. I'm rooting for Alberto Del Rio. That's the one I'm gonna pick to win. But if Rob Van Dam wins, the only thing I would want to happen is Damien Sandow comes and cashes in his Money in the Bank. That's the only thing I would like to see from that, if Rob Van Dam wins. But other than that, I think it's a better idea to have Alberto Del Rio win, and you can play a couple more things off of that. Next is CM Punk versus Ryback, and I think CM Punk has been losing at pay-per-views a little bit too much. And if you play this right, you can have CM Punk win, but also you can still make Ryback look strong in many ways. Let Curtis Axel or somebody be the reason why CM Punk wins. So that way they can drop Curtis Axel, or let something else happen that's the reason why CM Punk wins, and you can continue this on for at least one more pay-per-view with Ryback and CM Punk. But I'm rooting for CM Punk on this one. Next is Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton. I'm not sure what's going to happen on this match. I know they probably want to extend this a little bit more for at least one more pay-per-view. I'm rooting for Daniel Bryan here. Yeah, like I want to see Daniel Bryan win. Either that, or something happens in a match where it ends up, keeping the belt vacant. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if a DQ happens, if the belt goes to whoever the DQ is not on. But yeah, I want Daniel Bryan to win this. I think it's time to put the belt on him and let him run with the belt. I think he can, CM Punk had it for a long time and did an okay job with it. I think Daniel Bryan can have it for a few months and, battle against a few people, probably bring some people in for him to fight. And, you can get a good title reign off of him I think you can have him on up to WrestleMania, and you can just put him against different guys going up to WrestleMania. You can even go off of the whole corporation versus him, with them just keep bringing in guys to beat up Daniel Bryan until John Cena or somebody come back and they have him versus John Cena at WrestleMania or something. So yeah, that's my predictions for Battlegrounds. That was my SmackDown review. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm gonna probably have one more drink and I'm gonna go to bed. So thank you for watching. Find me at anywhere on the net at Big Chris or Compton Animator. And peace.